Hey guys, this is Brandon White from Rochester Sport Fishing. I want to really go over what has quickly become my go-to bait in the boat, and it's just so universal, and it's just been hammering every species of fish for me, and I just don't have anything bad to say about it. Basically what I'm talking about is the NuTech brand of jigs. Now, yes, I am sponsored by them, but only because I reached out to them because I like their products. I'm not going to promote a product that doesn't work just to say I have the sponsor. I legitimately love this product, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Their jigs are so universal, and they give me so many options on what I can do and how I'm going to use them. So I'm really quickly going to show you about what I've been using. I'm going to show you each specific detailed setup, and then I'm going to show you some videos of me hammering fish on each of these setups. So the one I have tied on right now, and what I've been doing good with within the last couple weeks, is basically what this is the NuTech Lures Elite Jig. So that's got a 5/0 trocar hook, nice beefy hook, and this is on the Elite style head. So it's got an awesome head for swim baiting. It's got a nice stout hook. I have on there, this is actually the Bass Pro Shops version of a boot tail. They call it the Speed Shad. I just love these boot tails. They work amazing. They have great action. Now, each of them has their pros and cons depending on different companies, but I'll get into that in a little bit. On this specific version that I'm showing you here, I actually cut the weed guards off of it. All the NuTech jigs come with weed guards. I keep some on there for when the weeds are going to start to grow up, and I take some off for early in the spring as we're talking right now. So this thing, because of how this head is designed, and I don't know if you can see how it's shaped there, this thing runs so perfect and so true that not only does it work great if I cast in the shallows and bring it out over deep water, it's going to stay facing like this. It never gets snagged up. If you toss over a regular swim bait hook like this VMC boxer head, these heads are great for just basic swimming, but the second they go and hit the ground, they're going to spin on the side like this. So if any fish picks that up, you're either not going to get them, and it's just going to get pulled right out of their mouth, or you might get them in the corner, but they may not even get the hook point in there. Also, when this thing falls and lays on the ground like this, the second you pull it, most likely it's going to get snagged up on something. So having your hook standing straight up is also going to leave you losing less baits. Like I said, this thing glides through the water amazing, and it's just been working outstanding for me. Yeah. Yee yee! Yeah.
Beautiful. This is what we came here for. Nice. Yup. The same thing. There he goes. Eating good tonight.
A couple of other setups that I have with it, and like I was saying before, it's just so universal, is show you each one of my setups. So if I'm in a little bit heavier grass or I'm finesse fishing, I'm going to go down to this buzz cut style here. This is a slightly smaller head, goes down to a 4/0 hook, and the skirt is trimmed off from the top. Another cool thing about all the NuTechs is they come with a black collar that has 2 positions for you to put rattles in. So you can see I've added rattles right on there. You can buy them aftermarket for fairly cheap. So that's one of my setups there.
It's just a bass, but it's a nice one. I know. I got it. Oh, look at the size of that thing. On that NuTech lure, new jig. Huh? Yeah. Just measured him, 28.
There. The next one is using the Blitz football head there. So I'm typically, when I use this one, obviously this one has a skirt on it, I'm using this one right off the ground. So I'm casting it, letting it hit bottom, and then I'm working it back. But because of how their heads are, this hook's going to stay straight up, and I can just keep working it, have this minnow look like it's just barely on the bottom, just working its way along, maybe like it's dying, or maybe like it's just trying to hide, and I've just been hammering fish. So
There we go. Nice. All red. Finally. Look at those red lips. Some sharp hooks too. Nice fish. Oh no, it's not. I lied. Such a liar. Apparently. He hit on the big ol' swim bait too, so I thought I figured it had to be a decent sized fish. Look at the size of this thing.
Large mouth.
Oh.
We thought it was smaller, but
I'll grab that rod. Look at that guy. A NuTech new jig that I just modified with the Kitech swim bait. And he freaking hit it so freaking hard that my line just went limp.
you were doing a CJ.
So,
You see that face he makes when you go to take his picture?
if you look at the different setups here, the first setup I showed you has the weed guards cut off, so does this one right here. That one works in open water or sparse grass. It's going to run really true. It's got a nice stout hook. This one is the Blitz football head, so I'm going to be able to work this one off the bottom. This one also has a skirt on it. Like I showed you, they offer the buzz cut. They have the option to put rattles in there. So I'm able to just change my setup so quick and so easy, and they all catch fish. And that's the best thing. These are the exact ones that I leave in my boat ready to go. And I just swap between the three of them, and typically I'm catching fish on one of them. I haven't not had a day this year where one of these did not produce. And again, I'm only using this one in the few areas that still had leftover grass from last year, and they have the some high weed still. That's when I'm using the weed guard. So the last little one I'll show you too is another one of their Finesse Jigs. This little guy right here, he's in I believe an 1/8 ounce or 3/16, but it's still got a nice 4/0 stout hook, so I can still catch a nice sized walleye and really get that hook deep in there. And I'm just using a smaller swim bait there. So really quickly to touch on what benefits these from other brands is I was fishing alongside my dad and his friend in another boat. They were fishing before me, covering the water, and then I was following up behind, casting the same exact water. They were using these boxer heads because I was catching so many fish on the swim baits with the NuTech heads that they were like, oh, I want to throw some on. Well, they didn't have any NuTech heads, and I did. So they were using this guy right here. I was out fishing them not only 3-to-1, but they were getting snagged with this one. They were getting bit off by Pike because it just doesn't have that stout hook. It doesn't have the length to it, and the angle of the hook is so much greater on those. This is pretty small, so it's not going to be great there. The Pike are just going to be able to inhale this whole thing. And yes, the large ones are going to be able to inhale that too, but guess what? I didn't break off at all. So they also were snagging up, like I said, because when this one hits the ground, it's going to fall flat, and you're going to catch whatever's directly next to it. Give you quick suggestions on what to use. I've been trying to find different options for you guys to use with these that are more inexpensive. The Kitex, I like the 3.8 inch swing impact fats. Only problem is these things are expensive, and you're looking at like $7.99 a pack. When they're on sale, you can get them down to like somewhere between $5.50 and $6. Kitex by far the number one problem is, number one con is that they're expensive. Number two is they're soft. The soft is a pro and a con. Because they're soft, you're going to go through them a lot quicker, but because they're soft, you're going to get fish to hold on longer. So what I would suggest is if you're fishing tournaments, or you're fishing in an aspect where maybe the fish are finicky, whatever it may be, that's when you use the Kitex. So like when I'm doing my real heavy either tournaments or when I'm fishing for walleyes and I want to take some walleyes home or they're finicky, that's when I switch to the Kitex. If I'm just fishing in my everyday, I don't care what species I'm catching. My personal favorite is the Bass Pro Shops Speed Shad. Now these aren't as soft, but they are a little bit more hardy. This specific one right here, I landed a whole handful of pike on this one. I mean, you can see how it's beat up there, but guess what? It's still swimming great. And a couple walleyes on this too, and it's still going great. The other problem I have with the Kitex is that the hook tends to grab onto the tail, and then it's just going to rip that tail in half. If that tail's not working, it's not even worth throwing the baits. So these ones, if they're on sale, they're in like the Spring Classic. You can get these things for $2.99, but on a typical basis, they're $5.49 before any discount. So you're saving a couple bucks per package on those. The other options that I've seen are the Berkley power baits in the rib shad. I'll show you those guys. They are a little bit bigger. These are the 4.5s. They are a little bit thicker for sure than the Kitex or the Speed Shad by Bass Pro. So I'm going to try these out. I haven't tried them out yet. They do have a very large boot, as you can see right there. I don't know if they make these in different sizes in terms of inches. I didn't see any other options at Gander Mountain. They only had 4.5s. So there may be other options. I'm going to look into it. I'll let you guys know how those hold up. And then the other thing I saw were the Havoc beat shads, but now that I got them in, they're quite thin, and I don't think they're going to work all that great. I'm going to have to use one of the smaller hooks with them because the head's not going to match up once I insert it. It's not going to look correct. So I'm going to leave the promo code below. If you guys would like to try out the NuTechs, use promo code Brandon, so my first name, and you'll get 15% off your order. I really suggest trying these out. Like I said, you can cut, they're really easy. You can cut the weed guards off. You can use rattles with them. You got the skirt, no skirt. They swim awesome. They swim true. They have, you can choose from the Elite Series with the really stout 5/0 trocar hook. The Blitz football head has a 5/0 Mustad hook, so that's just as stout. And you have a 4/0 owner hook on the Pro Series. So you choose between those which ones you want to use, but I really suggest trying these out. You're going to increase your hookup ratios. You're going to catch more fish, and I think you're going to be able to outfish anybody else that's even using the same exact technique as you. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave comments below, any questions below. I'd be happy to answer them for you. And good fishing, and God bless.